Hello, students. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep Spotlight, a show where we bring our toppers, achievers into the spotlight and listen to their inspiring exam preparation journey. This is Nivedita Raja, your host for today. So in Spotlight today, we have a student who comes from Indore. His name is Vasu Garg, and I'm really proud of him because he has qualified not just for one college, which is NALSA, an amazing college to begin with, but he has also qualified ALET. So congratulations, Vasu. I don't have words. And how excited are you?
Definitely, ma'am. So excited, like a plethora of emotions going through me. Excited, a tad bit nervous, and anxious to just reach there and start with my legal journey. So multiple things going through my head right now.
Of course, it is a great achievement because students struggle just to get into one NLU and you got into two. And you have an option. I mean, I'm telling you, buddy, in a competitive journey, especially when it relates to a college entrance, it rarely happens. It rarely happens because you can only channelize your energy in one sector. But when it comes to multiple, you tend to lose focus. A lot of things happen. But I'm glad that you were able to. Amazing, amazing. So to start with, please tell me something about yourself. What is your educational background? I already told everyone you come from Indore. So yes.
Right. Like you said, I am from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. I did my 12th from the National Institute of Open Schooling because it was more flexible and gave me more time to focus on CLAT. And till 10th, I was in the ICSE board. I secured a 96.4 percentile. I was the city topper.
Wow.
And right. And my mother is a single parent. She is an assistant professor of mathematics here. And yeah, that's about me.
That's actually very inspiring. Mom, single plus, such great academic background. So about this open school or academic background, did you select it yourself or did somebody suggest that, it is going to be
Uh, to be honest with you, ma'am, it was more circumstantial at the time because, like I said, mother being a single parent, and I was actually continuing with my schooling till 11th. But what happened? Corona struck, and then, the financials got pretty shaken up. So I could not afford to lose an academic year by starting all over again. So I thought of going with NIOS too. I had my eyes set on CLAT then, and I thought that this is probably, the panacea of all the things, flexible and I wouldn't lose a year as well, affordable too. So that's why I opted with NIOS.
That's actually very good. This is a good decision. If students get this option, they should go for it because anyway, balancing academics and a national level competition is tough. But you made a right choice. So CLAT, did you decide to appear for CLAT in 11th, 12th itself, or was it a decision that you made before? I think you said you decided in 10th only.
Yeah, 11th actually, ma'am. I'm good at almost every subject that I set my eyes on. But
Mhm.
then I sat down and I, brainstormed what do I want to do in the future. So I thought engineering, not that interested. And then I saw law as something that aligns with most of my interests. I'm into debating. I am an orator. So, I've always been a people's person. And so I thought that, law really gives me that platform to make a change and, you know, do something for myself. It's something that I'll really come to like. So that's what.
You're going to love it. I'm telling you. I had the same interest when I was in school, and law did help me a lot. So it actually refines you. Whatever your weaknesses are, it'll curb them down and it'll highlight and enhance your strengths. So that's actually a good platform. So when did you exactly start preparing?
I started in the November of 2020. So when I was, like just starting with my 12th NIOS, and at the same time, I decided to go with CLAT.
And how did you exactly begin? Like, what did you start with?
I took the BYJU'S exam prep subscription for 1 year, and I started with the classes because I was completely at sea with how to start. So there, I attended a few intro classes, the orientation classes, and slowly I gained my footing and realized that okay, now the paper has changed because 2020 was in fact the year when it changed. I was before that all I have heard from my peers and everyone was that it's an objective paper of 200. So I guess I got a head start there, and I slowly made my way through with the help of BYJU'S. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, CLAT is definitely tough. Anybody who calls it easy hasn't taken the paper or checked out the mock, whatever it is. I don't want to comment on it. But what are the challenges that you faced while you were preparing for it?
I would say personally, ma'am, discipline to a certain extent, and definitely concentration. So like at the beginning, I am an avid reader, I read a lot, but sitting for 2 hours and reading continuously, that was something that was new to me.
Mm.
And even that, we are used to reading comprehensions in our school life, but they are those really easy ones where you can actually just look at the line and then. So this was something completely new to gain inferences from the passage and everything. So that sort of thing was new for me. And again, the self discipline part, balancing both an iOS education, because now I've taken open school, right? So I have to even look after my own academics plus my exam prep. So that was sort of the thing that took time to get a hold of, to get accustomed to. So that was sort of the thing that was the obstacle of my journey that I had to overcome. And I would say one more thing was the actual examination hall pressure that we all go through. So like 2021, I could not make it because I actually sort of had a mental breakdown in the middle of the paper there. So that those three things I would say I overcame in this year. And I would say that these are the three important things that I had to go through.
Okay, so you took 2021, 21, and 22 papers are completely different. So what were the errors that you made in the first attempt that you did not make it on the second attempt?
Like I said, ma'am, the examination hall pressure, like going there on the D-Day itself and then performing. So like in 2021, I went in there, I saw the paper, and I'm going through, like, my strategy has been giving the first 10 minutes to GK, next 15 minutes to maths, and then 30 minutes to English, and then logical, and then legal. So
Mhm.
I did my GK and my maths. After that, when I started with English, I don't know what happened to me. Somewhere I guess I got overwhelmed that knowing so much is riding on me. So many of my family members, my friends, and everyone looks up to me. So that sort of, I guess, got to me, and then suddenly I could not concentrate as much anymore. And then that led to like 5 minutes becoming 10 in a single passage, and slowly, at the end I actually missed the entire logical section. So right. So that was, the big difference that I could have made it in 2021 as well, had I conducted myself better during the examination. So my main target this year was, whatever happens, just don't lose your peace. So that is, I would say, the big difference that I made this year, of course. And I think that's what actually got me, here this year. This year, yeah.
Is there anything that you like did examination pressure or that examination hall pressure that builds? It's very natural. So, but sometimes it takes you over. Students succumb to the pressure in amidst exam, which is fatal, of course. So, did you adopt any technique? Did you like go for anything, any strategy, special technique? What was it?
I think like my thumb rule was this time. I listened to a lot of music before the day itself. On that morning too, I was listening to a lot, and I just, like, kept a small thing that, if anything, if at any point I feel overwhelmed again, I'll just keep on humming a tune or something like that to calm the nerves. So I was continuously reciting "Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara," that song, continuously in my head. Anytime I felt, oh my god, things are going out of hand, just sing a lot. So, like, in the background, I just kept playing that, and that got me through
So it
this
was
time.
more like a Hindi serial or a Bollywood or a Hollywood movie. You're attempting the exam and there's a background music playing. Oh my god, that must have been so cool.
Right, definitely,
Yes,
ma'am.
it's a very good technique. Music definitely calms you down. The problem that I face is if I listen to too much music, it takes over. Like I forget the
Right,
pressure and the exam. It's just the music. Well,
right.
yes, you actually adopted a very good technique. So, BYJU'S exam prep, did somebody tell you about it? What was it your own decision? How did you come to know about this platform?
It was my own decision, ma'am. Like, when I started browsing for external help, so
Mhm.
I saw the first was BYJU'S Prep, and I just went there, I searched, I read, and then I was completely satisfied with what they were offering, and the flexibility that was being afforded and the material provided. So like, I did not look any further, and I just went with that.
Well,
So it was my own self search.
seems that you made a right decision.
Definitely, ma'am.
Of course. So, is there a preparation strategy that you followed that you would like to share with your peers?
I think, ma'am, it's like, for me personally, everyone of us, we have to figure out our own thing that works for us, and that's the journey, really. I would say for me, I did not bind myself to a particular routine. I just set some targets, like, okay, I'll have to give this one mock. I'll have to read for 2 hours anyhow. I have to do my GK for 1.5 hour. So like these, like, let's say I keep these 3 targets, so it's up to me that throughout the day, at any point, I'll just take my target and then I'll complete it. It does not matter whether I'm starting with mock first or am I doing GK first. So like binding myself to a timetable has usually been counterproductive for me. So I
Mm,
would say, like, I guess if that works for you, I'll definitely recommend that. Just set the targets, and
mm.
then as per your own convenience, just improvise throughout the day and then work yourself out. That's a more flexible approach. You do not stress yourself out. You're not, it does not become monotonous, and you are actually gliding through the day. That's what I would say.
That's actually nice. That's actually practical also. You cannot follow somebody blindfoldedly. You need to figure out your own method. That actually works, definitely. So, okay, I'm short of questions. Should I just go extempore? Ah, right. So, uh, I was actually going to ask you something very important, but I completely like forgot.
No worries, ma'am, it'll come back later.
It'll come back later. Right. It was very interesting. Okay, yeah. So, uh, what was the frequency of your mocks? Like, did you take too many? Were you regular at them? What about the sectional tests?
Right. Sectional test I kept for the very last 2 months.
Hmm.
I increased the frequency with the time that came. So like let's say when I started, I was like, let's keep it 2 a month. So once every fortnight, I'll revise it once. I'll go through it, analyze it. Then let's say 2 months, 3 months down the line, I'll make it once a week. Then I'll follow this for 2, 3 months, and then as in like let's say the last 1 month or last 2 months of the exam, I'll take one mock every 2 days, or like a mock regularly. So that's how I kept on increasing the frequency. And sectional test was for like let's say I'm getting bored, I do not want to actually sit through like the entire 2 hours. So it's sort of like a small in break thing to do. Sectional test was that for me.
That's a very good way to utilize your time. So that's actually very good. So, right. Why am I blanking out over and over again? Right. So you just told me that you have been an avid reader, which is actually a very good habit. So did this, reading habit and the speed that you might have developed over years, did it help you in this exam?
Definitely, ma'am. Again, this is one of the differences between 2021 and 2022 for me.
Mm,
2021, I got so engrossed in, the theory of it, that I forgot to actually go for the practicals, if I'm, using the metaphor. Because, like, how do we expect ourselves to read for 2 hours continuously if we are not even in the habit of reading, for just leisure,
mm,
right? So when 2021 got over, I sort of, I introspected, and then I came to the decision that this is one of the things that you should, reconnect to.
mm,
So throughout my preparation for 2022, I made it a habit to read for 2 hours every day, be
mm,
it novels, magazines, editorials, anything, but 2 hours of reading every day for sure. Like I wouldn't miss it anyhow, any day. So that definitely helped me. It improved my comprehension skills, it improved my speed, and improved my concentration. And I would say definitely, if like there are people who are starting with their prep, so like do not make the fatal mistake I did back then, and like slowly inculcate the habit of reading for
mm.
leisure, for pleasure. That's what gets you through.
Exactly. Anything that you read develops your reading skill. It's just like mathematics. The more you practice, the better you become. So many students face this problem that their score gets stuck. Did you also face the same issue?
Not really. Actually, to be honest with you, mine were in a big variation. Like on a good day, I would be getting 110, 115. On a bad day, I might be, in the 80s to 90s range. So mine were always at a, variance. And I would say it also depends on the paper type. So
Hmm.
to be honest with you, if there are people who are getting stuck, the only sole thing is that do not let it affect yourself. It might be a small phase. It might be a small, it might be the mock that might be leading you to, score continuously. Definitely the only thing is analyze your mock properly and see where you're lagging through and work on it. Once you're done with the mock, do not think twice over, oh my god, I've scored so low, how I'll go forth. Do not let it affect your morale, or your don't let it affect your motivation. Just keep it as a thing that, okay, yeah, it happened, I'll learn from it, no worries. So that's the thing I would say for mocks and scores.
That's that's very good. That's very valuable piece of advice. This is what I'm constantly telling my students, but since it is coming from a topper now, they'll listen. Yeah, fact nobody listens to the faculty, but everybody listens to the topper. That's how the world works. But I'm happy either way. So, what was the role of BYJU'S exam prep in your preparation?
Well, first off, the mocks were brilliantly made. They, always kept, I would say, the variety covered was really impressive. So you will not see like, with other mocks, with other exams and, other preparation mocks that you'll see, there is a slight, okay, if there is one passage on literature, you'll see the entire section is on literature. But Baiju sort of, gives you that sort of mental preparation. It'll cover all the bases. You'll go through philosophy passages, you'll go through legal passages, even in English, so that's definitely something that's commendable. The PDFs were really comprehensive and helpful to me, the notes. And of course, it goes without saying the faculty had a huge role, keeping us on our toes and, always motivating us. And, how they taught the pedagogy was really brilliant, I would say. So it was a holistic approach that Baiju's offers that, really helps one. So just stay, faithful to the process and it'll all work out.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. So, would you recommend BYJU'S exam prep to your peers or anybody who takes your advice?
Definitely, anyone who's keen on listening to me out there, please do for sure go with Baiju's exam prep.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. That's just, such kind words. Okay, so last question. Who or what are those three people or things whom you would like to give credit to for this, amazing, mind-blowing achievement?
Right. First off, my mother obviously goes, like without saying. Number two will be my best friends Chenmay, Anmay, and Samyak. Who kept me from not losing motivation throughout the journey. They always kept me cheery and happy. And third would be, my peers, faculty, teachers, Baiju's exam prep, and everyone who came together to help me go through this, so wonderfully well.
That's amazing. It was a great interview, Vasu. Thanks for joining us. And I'm so proud of you. All of us are. Many, many congratulations to you. I'm sure you're going to just rock your college. Appear in moods as much as you can. It gives you a lot of confidence. I mean, it's only a simulation, not at all like a real code, but gives you a lot of confidence. So enjoy
Definitely, ma'am.
your college life and have a great road ahead. Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Yeah.
Have a good day, ma'am. Bye bye.
You too, buddy.